Hello YouTube, I'm back again. I just want to thank everybody for their support, and I'd like to say thank you. That's all I really wanted to say about that. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about bugging in, and a lot of the reasons why. This is why I bug in. First of all, there's no help coming. You know, you can forget about Homeland Security coming to protect you. You can forget about FEMA coming to get you. You can forget about all that stuff. I mean, they might, under certain situations, they might come and send people to help you. Let's say if we have another one of those blackouts like we did that lasted like 3 to 5 to 10 days or whatever, they'll probably try to send some people to do something. But if it's a long-term situation, you watch. They're going to start to disappear. They're going to disappear. First responders are going to disappear. A lot of the services is going to disappear. Once people find out that it's not just a temporary thing like it was the last big blackout we had up here in the Northeast. You know, I know you remember that one, right? When the power grid went out in Cleveland and knocked everybody's out. Yeah, and people thought after 3 days everything was going to go to hell. It didn't. So don't worry. If it was a blackout situation or something like that, it's going to gradually escalate. It always do. Things always escalate. People usually remain calm. Unless it's a space invasion, then I'm not even going to talk about that. But anyway, so I'm just saying, you don't expect any help after people find out it's going to be a long-term event, because then they're going to take off. They're going to reorganize and do whatever they're going to do for themselves. That's how people do. That's under the worst situation, the worst circumstances. But basically, what I wanted to talk about is I bug in. And I prepare my house. The doors are locked. You know, I got steel security doors on the outside of my doors. I got weapons. I've got food, water. I got enough stuff that I can be here a while and safety. And only thing I'm really worried about is my windows. You know, I don't have a lot of windows. You know, but I have enough windows that I need to worry about them. I got a plan. I got plywood. I got green board. I got 3/4 steel galvanized fencing that I'm gonna put on around my windows. You know, and people say, "What is green board?" Green board is what you use when you remodeling bathrooms. It keeps the bathroom from smelling like mildew when it starts to get wet, because it soaks up the water into the board or whatever. I don't know exactly how that stuff works, but that's what it does. And if you're in the Northeast like I am and you hear, you need to do that with your windows so you don't be breathing in mold or anything like that. You know, so like I said, I'm gonna bar that up. You know, I got the wire, not the bar wire, but the wiring. It's like a real thick, heavy gauge chicken wire that I can move around myself and put it over the windows, you know, and then, you know, the plywood. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. You know, like I said, I talk a lot, I bug in, you know, because I don't want to end up as a refugee out there in a tent city or something like that. So that's why I stay here, you know. I'm gonna have to deal with the bullies and everything that's gonna be out there. Like I said before, you know, the young is gonna prey on the old, and the weak is gonna prey on everybody. Get preyed on by everybody. You know, there's gonna be a lot of bullying out there, you know, so we're gonna be vulnerable unless you bug in. And then, like I said, if you're handicapped and disabled, you know, and plus if you're a senior citizen or a kid, you definitely got a double whammy coming, because, you know, that's what they're gonna do first. You know, they're gonna try to take your stuff. It's just like I say, when you're in school, you know, you get bullied by the stronger kids or stuff like that. But anyway, that's if I bug in. And I do have a scenario that I want to talk about. Okay, the reason I don't want to bug out. People say I should get out of the city, but I'm in a pretty good spot in the city. I'm pretty close to the lake. I'm about 3/4 of a mile from a very rich, influenced neighborhood called Bracknell, which is not that far from me. And I think if anything really happened, people, if they got any brains, they're not going to come to my little house. They're going to go there, because that's where you got the mansions. And I'm talking about mansions. Well, anyway, I don't want to talk about that. But if I had to leave my bug out location, if I get overrun or something like that, my group is going to splinter. You know, like the people that can move pretty fast, they're gonna have to just leave. And the people like me, we're gonna have to just not move at our own pace. I mean, we'll get there, but that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna have the whole group sit and die. The rest of us is gonna, you know, move at our own pace and slow the other people down. I guess we like the rear guard. So okay, so that's one thing that we're gonna do if my situation get overrun. You know, the fastest keep moving, and the turtles, we move at our own pace. And the only reason I don't really want to bug out there is a bunch of risk factors. See, like if I go out in the woods, it's obstacles out there. I mean, a lot of terrifying obstacles, and I don't really like dealing with the woods too much. I mean, I don't know my way around the woods. I might take a bad route. You know, might get us lost out there. You know, we got zombie deer up here that they have spotted. They spotted a couple of zombie deer, but mostly what we got is zombie raccoons. They say they might have rabies or something like that. I'm not sure. And then you got the snakes and the bugs and the mosquitoes. See, I'm a city boy. I mean, I don't really like the woods that much. I go out there if I'm fishing or something, but other than that, I don't go. I mean, I never underestimate the risk like a lot of people do, and I know there's gonna be no help out there for us. And then when I'm out there, I gotta be careful if I'm running into other groups. We don't know what those other groups are gonna do. You know, they might be helpers or they might be killers. You never know, because it's gonna be every man for themselves. And then another thing is my clothing. I'm not dressed for the woods. You know, my footwear is gonna be maybe tennis shoes unless I got my boots on, and I don't wear my boots in the summertime. You know, sometimes you catch me walking around in my Crocs. You never know when stuff might happen, and you never know when you might have to leave. Only thing that can get me out this house is fire. If this house is on fire, then I have to leave. I'm not gonna stay and get burned out. I'm not gonna be toast, you know. And then, like some people say, well, we got spots out there. What if you get to your spot and other people are taking it? It's a lot of people. A lot of people gonna be on the move. I mean, I'm just saying in Cleveland, we got, like I said before, we got 389,000 people. And I know I said everybody's moving because I'm staying put. But I'm saying if you get 200,000 people moving, they might move into your spot that you thought you was gonna be at. And now you got a battle on your hand. I'm just saying, I'm not a procrastinator or anything like that, but the disaster situation can get you killed. And by you thinking you're just gonna go out in the woods and you've been watching these movies, you know, you could die. A perfect example, I like to talk about The Walking Dead for 1 second here. Rick and their group, after they left the prison, all they did was wander around. I mean, Rick was always wandering around until they came upon somebody else's spot. And is that what you want to do? You go ahead. But see me, I'm going to be that somebody else that got a spot that I know eventually, when everything calms down, people are going to eventually drift back to where they came from. Well, who knows how bad it's going to be. I mean, this might be epic. Or it could be just a flicker. And I hope it's just a flicker, you know, like we had before when the power was only out for like 2 weeks. But if it's out for a longer time and people seem to panic and do crazy shit, then it's gonna be a situation because people can make a bad situation worse, and that's been known to happen. All right, thank you, YouTube.